Hey everybody, welcome back to the underground lair. We have a Martin made in Nazareth, PA. It's a D16 gloss top, and we got a pretty big bow to the neck, and we're running some pretty heavy strings on here. We're running 13 to 56. But we're going to go down to a lighter gauge, and we need to adjust the truss rod. It's really not in bad shape. There's not a lot of fret punch going on. Cowboy cord area just has really old strings on it. It's missing the bridge pin. I got a bridge pin out of another Martin guitar that we'd switched over to I can't remember the preamp that we put in there, but we're going to put this in here. We might have to sand that down a bit to get it in the hole. I'm going to get this unstrung, polish the frets, and make a big truss rod adjustment. Okay, so we got the grungy strings off there, and I'm going to tighten the bushings here just to make them. We're not in the camera, not in the video here. There we go. We're going to snug them. I'm not going to crank them down, just snug them. They're actually pretty loose. Yeah, that's done. Got my fret protector. We're going to go with micro mesh. I've got these pre-cut little pads of micro mesh. I'm going to go 24, 32, 36, and 4 grand. If I have to, I've got a 1800 that I can go to, but these are in really pretty good shape. It's just a matter of taking the grunge off of them. I found my strings I'm going to use. We have the Foxwoods coated strings. I told Buddy that I was using their plain uncoated, but I forgot I ordered the coated strings. They are 12 to 54, and they are coated so they'll last longer in between playing times, and they won't be so affected by your hand sweat. But it's always good to wipe down your strings. Anyhow, so I'm going to go ahead and I put about a quarter of a turn into the truss rod. That, with the fact that we're going down in string gauge, should bring us closer. I measured the relief with the old strings, and we were about 20 thousandths capable at the first, holding at the body joint. We'll see what we are here. So let me do all this. You see me do it a million times before. If you want to, you can go back to one of the earlier videos where I do it every time and show you. Don't need to show you. So I'm going to do all that, and we'll string it up when I come back. Hey boys and girls, welcome back to the underground lair. We have installed our end pin. We tightened this up. I think I got that on video. We wanted to bring this saddle down, but that's glued in, so we are stuck with the string height that we got. However, we tightened up the truss rod a little bit to bring because it was bowed. We had 20 thousandths of an inch of relief, and it needs to be about 10 to 12. So we tightened that up a bit. That, coupled with the lighter string gauge, should bring it down a little bit, hoping that we're not stuck. We found out that this is not a rosewood nor a ebony neck. This is from the Richlight era, and this is a plastic piece of bridge material. This is bone, and this is corian. So with that, let's go ahead and put our StringJoy. I found out that these are the coated strings, and I'm going to give Buddy this package because he can by going on their website. They have a rewards program, and if he continues to use them, every set of strings that he uses, he can go online and accumulate points towards a set of strings or merch or whatever they have. So here we go. I'll show you how I put strings on a guitar. In this case, an acoustic guitar. These are coated, and if you saw my previous video, they're lighter, a lighter coating than what they use on elixirs, but they don't sound dead like, in my opinion, my ear, like elixirs, and they don't start to shred apart like elixirs. And I know everybody's going to hate me on that because they love their elixir strings. So what I do is I come up here. I think we're in a video. Yes, we are. My light isn't on. There we go. We come up here. This is where it's going to live. We want to go just one post past it. We're going to put a kink there. And I have my bass side set where the string goes in at 1 o'clock and where it exits at 7. And I put a bend in there like a Z. We take and put some guitar grease in that nut slot. So it can move freely in there. Doesn't get hung up, if you will. Get in there, you. You could also use a mechanical pencil or a regular pencil. Also, one of our strings, or two of our tuning machines, the buttons were a little loose, and I wrap under, by the way. So we tighten those. And this should give me about 2 wraps. That's all you need, because they grab on. There we go. I bend these up so they don't go scratching the headstock. And that is a bit lower than we had before. Alright, so that's how I do that. Each one I go one step ahead and kink it, and that's how I get my 2.5 wraps. Do the same here on these two. They are not wraps, so I go, if it wants to live here, I go 2 ahead and kink it there. If it wants to live here, I'll pull it back here, measure out 2, kink it, and you get the idea. So I'm going to do that 5 more times and we'll be back. Okay, our relief is still a bit more than I'd like, so we're going to tighten it just a bit more. Righty tighty. I took the tension off the strings, as you can see. There we go. A little bit more. That should do it. Capo. First fret, body joint, and that's it. I'm going to try to go down to 10. That's nice. Okay. Didn't even bother measuring the string height back whenever we had the old strings on it, and the neck was real bowed at 20 thousandths or more. That was just a guess, but you could measure string height at the body joint with a ham sandwich on permanent bread. So we're at 660. Well, let's go down here. We are just a hair below 6/64, and we are at 5/64, and that's definitely within the playability range when you can't take the bridge or saddle out because it's glued in. So I'm going to let it sit overnight, acclimate to the new strings, and I think it cleaned up pretty good. I'm going to clean up the back and the sides, and you don't need to watch all that mumbo jumbo. StringJoy 1254s, coated strings. It's a nice sounding guitar, and these strings, I love them because they don't sound dead for a coated string. And I've been playing on my Seagull from the previous video, and man, I just love them. So I want to thank you for watching. If you gained anything out of this video, please like and subscribe. If you're in the Pittsburgh area and you want your guitar brought up to par like we did here to this Martin D16 GT, that stands for gloss top, if you didn't know. Hit the instant message button on the Facebooks and we'll get you in here. Take care of yourself. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. Take care of the old folks because they are indeed special. Peace. Have a great weekend.